Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals, your weekly dive into all things Nintendo with a couple of friends. Tonight I am joined by guest hosts, last minute guest hosts, our good friend Seth, aka $2 Hero. And we are going to be talking about Nintendo Switch 2 1 week in. So, Seth, are you ready for the episode to start?
Yep.
All right. Greetings, fellow Nintendo pals. My name is Andross, and I already introduced our guest host, Seth, here at the top of the show. Micah is not with us this week. He is visiting with family for the next 2 weeks. So he said, my audio quality probably wouldn't be that great. So he's bummed that he's missing the 1 week in our Switch 2 impressions episode. But I got possibly the next best thing with Seth here because Seth has been
roll it again.
Also, yeah, bear with me, guys. It's been a bit since I've manned the soundboard. This is Micah's job now.
Oh, so is it? Micah's usually
I don't do it anymore. I didn't know you have to hit pause on the song. I didn't know he was manually doing that. Man, that's funny.
He's fiddling with more knobs back there than you ever thought, man.
I didn't know. Oh, man. But Seth, how the heck are you?
Doing great. Yeah, doing great. We just got home. We're recording this on Friday the 13th. Very spooky.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah. So my wife and I, my wife wanted to get, there's a tattoo shop kind of near where we live now, and they do like a Friday the 13th like flash sale.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah. I've heard of that.
So yeah, she got 2 tattoos. It was 2 for $100, and so we just got back from doing that. And then yeah, you reached out, and I was like, if you can wait until I get home, like yeah, man, I'm down.
Man, thanks so much for coming on. It really, yeah. I couldn't think of a better person to have to talk about. We're 1 week in. Switch 2 has been out for 1 week, and I gotta say, I'm loving it. I'm having a great time with the Switch 2. It's so fun. But before we do any of that, I want to give you a second here to introduce yourself and maybe plug some of your stuff, because I don't think people stick around for the entire episode, at the end.
Sure.
So I'm tricking everybody into going and checking out Seth's stuff by having you listen right now for these plugs.
Oh man, there's a lot. Hi, I'm Seth. I'm a podcaster, YouTuber, streamer, I guess. I'm a voice actor as well. I do a lot of stuff on the internet. You can find most of my stuff if you check me out on Blue Sky at $2Hero. I have a lot of it. Co-founded All In Media, which is a podcast network of shows like Bit Harmony and the KoopaCast. Bit Harmony is a video game music podcast. KoopaCast is about Nintendo and indies and stuff. So if you like Nintendo pals, probably like the KoopaCast. I'm also on the Nintendo Drive and part of the Carpool Gaming team. So we have a lot of fun over there. And that's most of the podcasts I do. I recently rebranded my YouTube channel to be like a personal YouTube channel, and it's very Nintendo focused. It's very focused on spotlighting independent games as well, which I'm very passionate about. So
yeah, very well put together. If you like video essays and reviews, like Seth's content is fantastic. Plus, he's just got a good voice. I mean,
thanks.
He's using it everywhere: podcasting, videos, and voice acting.
I get paid for it now, so I guess that means I'm a professional.
That's true. That's true. Well, Seth, I'm glad to have you on. And as an avid Nintendo fan for many years, you were a day oneer for Switch 2. You joined. I even got to join you on your live stream for your.
That was so fun. Yeah.
For your day one gaming because I couldn't play Mario Kart. I vicariously played through you. We should talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's jump into it because I think that this is our first episode recording of Nintendo Pals post launch. And it was a ride. The launch day was crazy. There were some highs for people and some real lows for people as well. My personal experience was very positive. We had a great time until I got the system and got home, and then I had a bit of a negative experience. But I'll kind of walk it back here with how my day looked. I had pre-ordered 3 Nintendo Switches.
3?
Which seems crazy. I know.
That's wild, dude.
2 for myself and my family because I knew we would all be wanting to play. I have 3 kids, and I think sharing that system. And I also wanted to keep one that's like my dedicated system in pristine condition. And then the third one, I had a pre-order through Walmart, and Micah actually snagged that one. So, because he was not able to get a pre-order. But the other 2 were from GameStop. So, I talked about that in a previous episode that we went on pre-order day. The line was very long for that. But then the day of launch, you were supposed to go to the GameStop beforehand and get your spot in line, essentially.
Right.
And I don't know if they did it. You pre-ordered with GameStop as well, right?
Yep, I did. Yeah, the pre-order experience was like a whole other thing, but yes, our pickup was the same way. Like the day of the midnight launch, like on the 4th or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like after 3 p.m., you could go in and like finalize your transaction. That way, theoretically anyway, you could just roll up when they are able to sell it and just hand them your receipt and leave with it. So
yeah, that's what we had too. And our GameStop gave you like a receipt with a number on the top, and there was 2 lines. There was one for the standard no game Switch, and then one for the bundle. And because I had ordered one of each, I got 2 line spots. I was 13th for the bundle and 5th for the standard.
Wow.
And I was like, so if I get here,
yeah,
like which one will I be in? And they said, just bring them both up.
Just give them both to me. I'm here
for whichever line you're in.
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting pretty early my bundle.
Nice.
Which, I mean, not like it maybe saved a total of like 10 minutes.
It's also like, what a hack. Spend an extra $500 and you can get to the front of the line.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, wait till you hear about the $500 Pokemon Scarlet patch they added.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah. Right about that, man.
Oh. Anywho, we went up, and our GameStop staff pretty chill, pretty cool. The current guys do not push for like, you know, some GameStops are like they got to push those memberships or buy the warranty, buy the bundle. They're trying to sell you on as much.
Oh yeah.
They asked, they're like, would you like to buy the warranty? You get a free screen protector. And I said, no, thank you. I had already ordered screen protectors and had those ready to roll. But they did mention that they were doing a Smash Bros tournament to celebrate the launch, and that would be starting at about 8:00. And so Micah and I were like, we'll sign up. And they're like, all right, well, come back a little bit before to sign up for the tournament. We don't have the sign up sheet yet. So we went back at like 6:00 and signed up, and we were the only ones who had signed up for the Smash
No way.
So then we're like, well, we'll come back closer to when the tournament starts. I don't live too far from the GameStop, so it was just like kind of zip there and back. And man, it was funny because they also advertised that they were doing a costume contest, and I don't think anyone showed up for that. And when we got there for the Smash Bros tournament, it was just us and like one of the employees, and they were like, "Well, we have it all set up so everybody can just play until we get enough people here signed up that want to do it." And they ended up. It was me, my son, my oldest son, and Micah were in the tournament, and they ended up not getting enough people. So my son got to automatically move to the next round up, which was good for him because it made him get further into the thing without. Yeah. So we had a good time with that little mini Smash Bros tournament. We got walloped by some guy there that came with his own GameCube controller. You know.
That's how you know. He's
like,
okay, well,
I'm not
GameCube
gonna
controller. Yeah, it's like, well.
But then, so I faced him off for the champion of the bracket. It was like there were like a total of 10 people in the bracket. I think eight people in the bracket, and in the finals, it was me versus him, and he, as a little nod to me because he'd been watching me play, played as Ike. So we played Ike versus Ike.
Nice.
And I almost didn't get 3-stocked.
Well, I mean, that counts for something. Yeah, that's something, right?
Micah would have had him, I think, if we were playing. The controllers had a little bit of a input delay, I think.
Oh, really?
And I think it might have been the TV. I'm not sure, but I think the guy was playing with a wired GameCube controller. Not really as much input delay, I don't think.
Wow. So he brought like his adapter and everything? Like he brought the whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's hardcore, dude.
Yeah. He deserved the win. He was very good.
Yeah.
He was very good. And he won a little Mario Luigi like art cardboard cutout thing.
Okay.
So
yeah.
That's fun. Not really that cool of a prize, but it was just a fun little event. And everybody that was there was having a good time. Everybody was having fun. The spirits were high. The employees all seemed happy to be there. Everybody was just excited. And that was like my experience up until actual launch time, which we left. We didn't stay there till midnight, but we left and then came back, got in line. They started. Everybody was waiting, and the I guess the store manager, our staff at our local GameStop has changed so much that I don't know who's who. I'm not there enough to really like be like, oh yeah, that's
turnover.
Yeah. But I'm guessing one of the main manager guys who's like, he got up and was like, thank you guys so much for being here. We're very grateful to have you here as part of our community. And this is such a cool event. And all of you guys turned up and are just awesome. And we're so excited to play games and hope you come back. And then right at midnight, they started passing them out. And it was good. Everybody was cheering. Everybody was having time. They threw in, they gave me those like exclusive Nintendo snowman pin sets.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Have you seen those? Yeah. And my GameStop is across the street from a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, let's go.
And the Chick-fil-A, I think, was trying to work out some sort of deal. I came in when one of the managers of Chick-fil-A was in talking with the GameStop guy, and they were like, I'm sorry, we don't have like corporate permission approval to do I don't know what they were trying to do, but what ended up happening was Chick-fil-A had a cow mascot and employee standing right outside GameStop handing out vouchers for free Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, this is so hype.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
Our local Chick-fil-A is pretty good. I
love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, they always do like community things. And I think they just saw I'm guessing someone there is young, or maybe our age, actually. I don't know. We're young. It's like Nintendo launch day. There's going to be a bunch of people across the street. We could maybe drum up some business. And I mean, it worked. I mean, I went to Chick-fil-A and ordered a bunch of food.
Yeah, you did.
That was my experience. It was really good.
That is good.
And then I got home. we got the Switch, and the Switch launch. Well, I want to hear about your experience first. I think let's hear about your pickup story, because yours,
Okay.
you, I think, have a contrasting story to this.
Yeah, it's a contrasting story. I hate to like bring the energy down. Yours sounds great. You sound like you had a great time.
Well, I was going to bring it down anyway with the next half of this story. So I think we're gonna.
Okay.
I think these scales will tip here. In your GameStop pickup story didn't sound very good, but your gameplay was pretty great.
That's true. Yeah, the second I got it home, it was all good from that point on. But yeah, actually getting it, like we had a similar, and GameStop's done like the whole pre-ring thing since I worked there. I used to work at GameStop. I haven't worked there since 2013, but even then they were doing that. Just a very efficient way of doing things. However, my GameStop, the way they had it like ran, it was just chaos. Like it was complete chaos. Like they let everybody into the store, just no line, just come into the store, just totally congested. People did have their finalized receipts and everything, and they had like, but they didn't have like a numbering system or anything like that. What they did was they tied it to people's names. So every time somebody like went up to, because how it worked is people were like lined up to literally the back room of the store, where the store manager was back there just passing out systems to people. And like so everybody's all like crammed into this GameStop. I mean, there's, had to have been over 100 people there, and people are just sardined into this GameStop trying to make some sense of everything. And then
how many pre-orders did your GameStop have? Is this like a large store?
It's not that large. I think we had like 50 something of the Mario Kart bundle and like 30 something of the regular, or something like that.
Okay, that's probably about double what ours had. Okay, here. I think it was like 30 something bundle and maybe 20.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's like, a little. It's definitely larger than I'm used to, because like I used to live in small town Louisiana. Now I live in Houston, Texas, like big city, and the old GameStop, like it's the one I used to work at. I know everybody there. If I still lived there, I could have rolled up and, no problem, been in and out.
Yeah.
But, I never knew how good I had it until coming over here, because, like every time somebody would have to go up, they would get the receipt, check the name, and then have to dig through all of the pre-orders and find the name. It was excruciating. It took like every customer was like 5 minutes or something. Like they're just sitting there, it was painful. And so, it was actually 11 p.m. my time that they were able to start selling it. I didn't get home until after 1 a.m. I was there for like 2 hours to finally get it. So, and then everybody, like you were talking about how good the vibes were at your store, everybody there was miserable. Like that, I think that has so much to do with it, like the energy of the people there. Because if everybody was just like happy and stoked, I think it would have been one thing, but everybody was just miserable. So, but whatever, it is what it is. I got it. There was
and you can't blame the people like too much, because I mean, it sounds like you guys were cramming a lot more people. I am imagining that our GameStops were the exact same size, but you had twice as many people in it, which which would be
it should have been ran.
And it's hot outside, so it's like waiting outside's not really ideal.
Right. Yeah, it was very like it was mismanaged is the vibe that I got from it. And there were they had like 5 employees there, but 2 of them were just holding up the counter with like nothing to do. And, it was one of those things where like, I haven't worked at GameStop in a long time, but I was like, man, like I would at least have these guys managing the line or getting things in order or something, you know what I mean? But it is, I don't want to, dwell on it too much. It was a mismanaged situation. And, you're talking about the warranty thing. When I pre-ordered my Switch 2, they snuck warranties onto all of my stuff without asking me if I wanted them.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's real scummy.
Very sus. And so they did that with a lot of people. So what was also happening is people were going to finalize their transactions, and they were like, what do you mean I owe you like $90? You know what I mean? Like, I thought I paid everything off. It's like, no, you have these warranties. It's like, well, I never asked for them. So they also had to process all of those cancellations. And then they were upselling people on, well, if you get the warranty, you get the screen protector, like you were saying. But they sold more screen protectors than they had. So they had to cancel people's warranty orders to facilitate that as well. Then tell them, "Oh, come back on Saturday. We'll have your screen protector," and blah blah blah.
Oh
It was a
my
mess.
gosh,
It was
that
a
sounds
total
like a
mess.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fine though. Like, again, like the experience of pre-ordering it was rough. The experience of picking it up was rough. But once I got it home, I had a pretty smooth experience. I know that y'all like had, because the way they handled like Mario Kart with those bundles was really weird. There's like
So
3 different versions. Yeah.
Yeah, so strange. So for those that maybe didn't see this whole fiasco at launch, their bundles came in. I know of 2 versions. There's the Mario Kart bundle, and it's like
He's gonna go grab it.
Unfortunately, Micah took the other one, but this is the box
with it printed on the box.
Yeah, this is printed onto the box. Micah got with our Walmart order, he got the bundle, and it's a sticker on the front.
That's what I got.
And I'm guessing that's like a post distribution making the bundle, and they put in a code, a scratch off code for the one with the sticker. But for the ones where it's printed on, which is the kind that I got, the game is automatically loaded on. You have to go to the eShop, and then it pops up with a little thing that says this Switch is eligible for Mario Kart World.
Right.
And that didn't work.
Until like 3 a.m.
Until
4 a.m.
Until midnight Pacific. It was the entirety of the United States was all set to the Pacific time. So it literally said, you can't play this game. It's not out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? That was so bizarre. And then I fire up Seth's stream, and he's playing it. I was like, what? How are you playing it?
I got the code. I got mine was a scratch off code, but I also know of people that got a printed code. Like there's like a version that comes with a printed code, a version that comes with scratch off code, and then there's some where it's pre-installed.
How strange. I mean, you get it one way or the other, and I think it really only affects us. Super fans, but also I think anybody going to a midnight release is going to want to play the game at midnight.
Of course.
So that was a bummer. We didn't get to play Mario Kart until the next day, but we did get to see some of the features in action because you fired up. Oh, well, okay. I also want to ask what your experience was with system transfer.
Oh yeah. It was smooth for me. Like I got home, fired up the stream, unboxed it, and started the system transfer. And to me, it was really straightforward. Like I just kind of hit a couple buttons, logged into my Nintendo account, and I mean, I will say, I always ran my Nintendo Switch 1 pretty lean. I get really like OCD about that thing. Like I only have on there the stuff that I'm playing. Like I don't keep that much on my Switch. I'm the same way with my phone. Like I run these things very lean. And so I didn't have, 256 gigs worth of data on my Switch 1 anyway. So it transferred over. It took maybe 15 minutes, and it just transferred everything straight over to my Switch 2 with no problem at all. And I just kind of talked to chat for like 15 minutes, and it was done, and there I was. And then went to the eShop, punched in the code, and I was playing Mario Kart.
Yeah, your experience was way smoother than mine. But mine's maybe a little self-inflicted, but I also fault Nintendo slightly for this. The Switch systems are not really well designed and compatibilized. That's a word I'm just going to make up right here. Compatibilized for multiple systems on with one plan. In fact, the Switch 2, you just straight up can't have more than 2. It will only let you link. Weird. It will only let you link to one. I had, before getting the Switch 2, I had in my family, we had 2 Switch OLEDs, a standard Switch, and a Switch Lite that were all in active rotation and use. My Zelda OLED, which is just like this one's my dedicated system.
Right.
I keep it lean, like how you were saying. But
Mm-hmm.
for our other OLED, it's the family system, and my son's primary system that had everything on it.
Right.
And we knew we were going to be transferring those two OLEDs to the two new Switch 2s. Wow, too
Tongue
many
twister. Yes, say that 5 times fast. 2 new Switch 2s.
uh, but then it popped up with these like scary messages that are like the old accounts on this will be deleted and all of the data will be transferred from one to the other. And I'm like, well, I still want to use the old systems.
Right.
And we're here at midnight launch. Nobody's done this before. So it's not like you can Google and be like, what does this mean? What does this warning message mean? Will it delete the old? I really only felt confident to do it after I watched you do it.
Sure.
I had to watch somebody else, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's what it does. It doesn't straight up delete everything. It actually does. It does actually transfer any non-NSO accounts to the new system and takes them off the old, which led to some problems for my family system, where my daughter's account got taken off because we didn't have her on the NSO plan. And then it was just system linking problems. Like, I transferred everything over, want to play Mario Kart, and it says, you're going to need to get the virtual card from your Switch OLED for Mario Kart 2. What do you mean, Seth? What does that mean?
It doesn't run on that.
You can't even play it on there. I don't understand why it like automatically put all of the virtual cards on the old system. And then I transfer it forward, and then my son's like, well, I want to play. And I was like, okay, well, in order to transfer virtual cards, I'm going to have to unlink from my OLED and link the two Switch 2s together, which is where we've settled now. Those two systems share their virtual cards. This virtual card system, in theory, it sounds cool and like a good idea because I really like physical cartridges for this reason. I can just pop it in and plug it in and play. But it really is bad because
it's confusing. It's a mess. Yeah.
It only works for 2. And if you have more than 2, you can't use the virtual cards between the 2. And you need to have an internet connection to do the virtual cards. There's no like local virtual card transfer option. And so we were trying to play this on a road trip, and my son was like, can I play Mario Kart? And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, it's on my Switch, and I can't transfer it over. It won't let me. That's very frustrating. Annoying. Very frustrating. And it's like, man, I just wish I could get a physical game cartridge for this so that I could.
Yeah, because you would have had to like before going on the trip, like eject it from yours and like load it into his or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. And then even then he has it for like 14 days or something like that.
It's I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
If my account is on both of them, I don't think anything weird happens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Tough.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some issues. We were curious how this stuff was going to work because when they rolled out the virtual game card thing, Matt, who's also he's like the other OLED Media team member. He produces BitHarmony. He's my co-host on BitHarmony and everything. He's the editor of that show. And so whenever I get like a code, I put it on like an All-In. All-In has its own account. I put it on there so that he and I can both play it.
Yeah.
And that's worked. We've been doing that for years. And then all of a sudden with the virtual game card thing, it was telling Matt like, oh, hey, like you don't have this virtual game card loaded or whatever. And we had to go in and fiddle with all these settings, and we had to like, have me loaded up while disconnected from the internet, all this like junk. And it was like very confusing. It was like weird. I'm like, it feels like a regression. Like it used to be so easy.
And it is so anti-family. Like, I imagine parents that have multiple kids, they get Switches. They're not gamers, but they get these for their kids. If I was not a Switch Like, if I
Totally.
wasn't like a gamer, that would be so frustrating to help your kids work through like where virtual cards and what these things mean. And all I can say out there is like still physical is far superior as far as like sharing games goes, because you can just pop it out and give it to the other person.
Totally.
But it is a bummer and a pain. And also game share was supposed to be a thing, but Mario Kart doesn't even have it.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't have, yeah, not all of them. Although I did hear about, I haven't played it yet, but there's a game called like Survivor Kids or whatever.
I haven't
Um,
I haven't played that either, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Apparently what you can do with that is you only need one copy and you can game share it to like 3 other people, and all of you can play it at the same time, and it'll work with like Switch Ones as well. Like you can have it on your Switch 2, and then you could share it to 3 other like Switch Ones and all play it together with one copy of the game.
Does
Which
Switch
is
One
cool.
have game sharing now? Did they add that to the?
For some like Clubhouse Games 51 or Clubhouse 51 Games is like that too. Yeah, they have some of that on there too. So, pretty cool.
I
But
didn't even notice. I'm looking at the menu now, like it's there on the
yeah,
bottom option. So yeah, that's cool.
yeah. It's so, in theory it's neat, but it's not like back in like the DS days where they had like DSi sharing or whatever. And a lot of games supported it. I don't know how many games we're going to see like actually support game share. I know Mario 3D World I think is another one. Captain Toad I think you can do it. So, there's some games. But yeah, not everything.
Yeah, DS Download Play was the bomb
That's what it was
diggity.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah, download play.
like I played a bunch of Mario Kart with my
Yes.
cousins, and that was I think the first time you could play Shy Guy.
That's
If you
true.
if you were
Yeah.
download playing Mario Kart. So yeah, fun times. So I'm glad to see it back in some capacity at least, but yeah, it is kind of lame that their launch title doesn't support it.
Right.
It feels
Especially
like
when
that
it's
was a
already
miss.
so expensive too. It's like, families don't want to buy an $80 game, X amount of times. you know?
You have a video out that I've been meaning to check out. I haven't watched it yet, but it was about the other Nintendo first party launch title, and that's
Oh gosh.
the Welcome Tour,
Yeah.
which I refused to buy out of principle, and then was like, you
Yeah.
know what? I think I'm gonna cave and get it. And then I saw reviews, and I was like, I don't think it doesn't look worth $10.
It's not. Yeah. I mean,
Okay, I was like, I don't want to spoil your video.
No,
Have
no,
you just
no.
like to recite what you're doing here, but
I mean, the title of the video is I bought Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour so you don't have to.
which is an
And
excellent title. That's fantastic.
And within the first 10 seconds, I say, hey, you're probably wondering if this is worth $10. It's not. I literally like opened the video that way.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like I bought it mostly out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
I had this guy on Blue Sky who was like ragging on me for buying it. He was like, you buying that is making the games industry worse, and all this junk. I'm like, okay, dude. But
we should talk about that some more, but I'll let you finish here. But we should circle back to that, because that is not a solo voice there. That is there was a loud group of people talking like that.
The echo chamber, the negative echo chamber on the internet around the Switch 2 is kind of wild, despite the fact that it's like the fastest selling Nintendo console of all time. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Fastest selling console of all time,
period.
Right? Yeah. It's crazy.
So it doesn't ultimately matter much. But yeah, I mean, it's like I bought it out of curiosity because I played it at the hands-on preview event in April. And, I was like, this is fine. It's what everybody is saying is true. It's like this should be a pack-in. Like this should be the thing that you boot up the Switch 2 and like it walks you through, gives you quizzes and stuff, and has these little mini games that you can mess around with. But yeah, man, like it is crazy to charge people $10 for that, for the tutorial of the thing. Like it is crazy, but for me, I was like, I wanted to research it. I knew there would be a lot of people that didn't want to spend the money, but would still want to see the game or whatever. And so that's why I made the video. And but no, you don't need to bother yourself with it. But I say in the video at one point, I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if I became like a Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour speedrunner? Like I get like way into it and start speedrunning it.
Oh shoot, Seth. Oh shoot. Now you've tricked me. Now I'm gonna have to go buy it.
They're actually, and I'll say this, like, again, game's bad. It's not worth $10. They shouldn't have charged for it. All of that. But with that all being said, there are some games in there that are kind of fun. And like like there's a little game in there where it's dropping like these spiked balls and you're using the mouse mode to like kind of, dodge them and like just try to stay alive as long as you can. It's weirdly fun in like a flash game, like a browser game kind of way, you know? And there are a couple little mini games like that are kind of like weirdly fun, but it's still not it's still not worth $10.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I want to circle back here because I think that what you were saying with the guy on Blue Sky, I've been on TikTok a lot lately. I've been making content there and see videos there. I saw so many people talking wildly negatively about the Switch and making wildly just inaccurate statements about price of games, the specs, and really exaggerating the bad points.
Sure.
To the point of like misleading.
Right.
And I don't know how much of it's intentional for clicks and sensationalism, but there was a lot of people that were like, this is going to flop. I saw so many people saying like, this is going to be Wii U 2. Look at the price on this. It's going to be like, they're charging this much for games. They're charging this much for that. And it's Nintendo. Nintendo's a scummy corporate company. And then, I mean, it was just all smoke, man. Like, because come launch day, everybody bought one. Every single I don't, not only did everyone buy one, but like more bought than maybe would have
completely. Oh yeah.
Because 3.5 million units sold in 4 days.
Yeah.
That is a third and some way to beating the Wii U in sales in 4 days. Lifetime sales.
Yeah.
For the Wii U. And surpasses like the first month of PS5. It's actually insane how well it's selling. To the point that I'm like, I think the Switch 2 is fantastic. I'm having a great time with it. I kind of think that it's kind of light on its offerings for launch.
Sure.
One exaggeration that I saw is it's only launching with one game. But
yeah,
there's a nugget of truth to that. We really only got one major first-party title, unless we count Nintendo Switch World, the Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour.
Yeah.
But Mario Kart was really the only first-party launch title. We got a bunch of game upgrades, which some people will say is doesn't count, and I can see the justification for that. But yeah, I look at that, I go, we got a brand new system with really one game being Mario Kart, and that pushed units so much, and I'm like, I'm shocked. I think 3.5 million units is way beyond what I thought would happen this quickly.
I mean, I kind of am too, although I think there's a lot of factors that feed into that. We had, I mean, you remember like all the uncertainty with the tariffs. Are they going to have to raise the price? Are they going to do that? The second they announced that they weren't going to raise the price, I was like, oh, this thing's going to sell just fine. Because it's not going to get cheaper. You know what I mean? Like,
and so everybody knows that. Yeah, at the end of the day, they're not going to lower the price on this. This isn't going to be a 3DS.
So
situation.
it's almost like a pleasant surprise of like, oh well, now that I know it's maintaining this price, I might as well get it now. If I have any intention of buying this thing, I might as well. And in addition to that, Nintendo has like very clearly been stockpiling this thing and has got plenty of stock. You know, like they actually had the supply to meet the demand. Everybody that I know that wanted to get a Switch 2 was able to get one. You know, I don't know really anybody that said, "Oh man, I really want a Switch 2 and I can't get one." Like everybody that I know that wanted one was able to get one with no, you know, with like annoyances on the store level or whatever, but you were still, it's not like how it was like when Xbox One and PS5 came out, nobody could get one. You had to go to like back alleys and stuff and, you know, do shady dealings to get a PS5, you know? So they had the supply to meet the demand. I think that's really important. But it really, what it shows me is that like the negative kind of echo chambers and the little bubbles that are created online, such a small fraction of the actuality of the situation. Like the people online that are saying these sorts of things represent the vocal minority, like clearly, even though, you know, people like you and I are exposed to it more than the average person. You go to like the comments of like any of John Ebo's shorts and it is like a minefield, dude. It's like crazy.
Oh, I feel so bad for John Ebo.
I do too.
But he also eggs him on.
He feeds on it. Yeah, he feeds on it big time.
He does.
Yeah, because he knows it's engagement, you know. So like, he knows exactly what he's doing.
I'm getting them views from these people.
He's smart. That dude is very, very smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. But you know, it does just kind of like that creates like these little bubbles of negativity. I had people commenting on my YouTube videos, "Don't buy a Switch 2." And I was like, "Hey man, I got news for you. I'm gonna buy a Switch 2. I've already bought it. It's already paid for, buddy." You know, so you just got to do your own thing.
I didn't have anybody specifically tell me not to. I think most people who know me and even like online, they're like, "That guy's insane. He's gonna buy it regardless." But he's one of those guys. You know, he's gonna buy it no matter what happens. And I'm like, "Yeah,
have you met me?
I'm the Nintendo guy, so kind of gotta do it." Yeah. So I don't think there was any convincing. But I saw a lot of people coming to the defense of the Nintendo Switch that are normally big detractors from Nintendo as a whole. Like I saw one guy and actually started following him because of this, but he's like, I did not want to buy a Switch 2. I did not want to get one. And then I got one on launch day as a gift from my brother who wanted me to review it. And so he reviewed it and he's like, "I am here to combat all of this misinformation. You can hate on Nintendo for the right reasons, but he was like, I am not a fan of Nintendo as a company." He's not a fan of like anybody as
sure.
But anyways, I thought that's interesting to see like all of these people now coming out and going like, "Guys, why are we throwing out all of this just absolute, this is wrong." Like,
yeah,
I saw one guy talking about how, "Oh yeah, this system's so easy to brick. If you plug anything in, it's going to brick it." And I watched a guy unplug and plug it back in just to prove all these people wrong. He's just petty. Like, putting in a damaged cart will ruin your system. He smashed a copy of his game and then put that into the Switch to show that it still works. It's like wild how much misinformation there was pre and right after launch and how it didn't affect anything. That's what was wild.
Yeah, they're not hurting. They're going to be just fine. That thing's going to continue to sell very, very well. And look, man, like we've got, because you know, I know that there's a lot to be said about Mario Kart being like the one like real in quotes launch title. My counterpoint to that is, you know, first of all, we have Donkey Kong coming in a month. Yeah, like, we'll be playing Donkey Kong, which is like a new game from the Mario Odyssey team, man. Like that's a big deal.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really
great.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I would also argue, and I was listening to PSVG. I was listening to Donnie Reese on PSVG make this point. I thought it was really well put, so I'm gonna repeat it here. Breath of the Wild is a remaster. Like, that's like the way that you would look at any other remaster, like they're doing with like The Last of Us or whatever. Breath of the Wild is a remaster. Not only does it look and run way better, it has literally new content in it with the Zelda notes and all of that stuff. Like, you should look at that just as you would with any other remaster. And if you already have the game, if you have NSO, it's a free upgrade. And if you don't, it's a little, you know, whatever it is, 10 or 20 bucks. I think it's $10. Yeah. So,
and that, and that's not exclusive to just Zelda. There are so many titles that got these little upgrades. Pokemon, a different game, man.
Dude, it's crazy.
So have you fired up? I fired up Pokemon Scarlet, and it's like, wow, this game runs. It didn't run before.
It feels
now
wrong.
It runs.
Dude, it feels like
wrong.
I'm like,
how about the doubling of Pokemon spawns? I was like, there's too many Pokemon on screen.
I'm like, whoa, like this world feels like it has a little like life to it. I mean, it still looks bad, but like it's the fact that it's running that well, it makes me really excited. You know, I've been excited for Pokemon Legends Z through A despite everything. I loved Pokemon Legends Arceus is probably my favorite Pokemon game, like straight up.
Yeah. Micah's in the same boat. He loves Pokemon.
I love that game. Love it. And so I've been excited for it, but now seeing how this runs on Switch 2, or how Violet runs on Switch 2, I'm like, man, I can't wait to play a new Pokemon game with like this kind of fidelity. Like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, it'll be really good. I think this. I'm in the same boat. It's kind of restored my faith that ZA I think will struggle on the Switch 1 hardware, but at least will be like much more playable on Switch 2. What other games have you gotten to try as part of the launch? We're a week in. I've been kind of sampling, as Justin Masson calls it over on Nintendo Dance, the game sampling. I've been sampling all of the game upgrades. So I tried out Pokemon. I tried out both Zeldas. I'm sorry, not both Zeldas. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I have not yet tried out Echoes of Wisdom, but apparently that runs much better.
It's crazy. Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom run so much better. It's crazy. Like it literally feels like a new game. And you know, that was something that I really didn't expect is people are booting up old games that are not even being advertised. Like, have you seen Animal Crossing New Horizons on this thing?
I haven't.
Dude, like the load times are more than double. Like they're more than half the time that it takes to load.
Right.
And people used to have like their islands would be very congested and it would be running like a slideshow, and it runs perfect on Switch 2.
Oh my gosh, that makes
it is so
much sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And stuff like Bayonetta 3 is now at a locked 60 frames per second on Switch 2. You know, games that they're not even like advertising as having Switch 2 upgrades have massive Switch 2 upgrades.
Yeah, because it's better hardware. It's just faster, better, and
it's emulation based, like all that stuff. It's emulation based on Switch 2, and so
people have been playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet at 60 frames per second via emulation for years. They fixed it right away. So to see that Nintendo is doing that themselves is good. What's the other ones? I downloaded the version upgrade for No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky looks and runs a lot better, and it has multiplayer with the Switch 2 version, which I don't think the Switch 1 version does.
I think that's right.
And so that's really cool. I didn't play too much of it. It was just, like I said, a sample. I played a round of Fortnite, which at this point in Fortnite's development on Switch 1 is completely unplayable. You cannot. It runs so choppy. You get into any fight and your frames drop to just like bad.
The shop has always been. The shop was always unusable. On Switch 1 Fortnite.
Oh yeah, you get these like PS2 graphics.
Yeah.
Not even PS2, like PS1 Hagrid.
My favorite thing I've ever heard, Mitch over at Carpool, he calls it painted marshmallows. Is what it looks like. Painted marshmallows.
That's so good, Mitch. That is brilliant.
I was like, I love that. Yeah. And it's cool to see that game get a Switch 2 version. Makes perfect sense. Fantasy Life, the Switch 2 version of Fantasy Life is fantastic. Yeah, like Yeah, it's great. I have no like, you know, if I have any complaint about the hardware of the Switch 2, it's maybe the battery life. As
Which I
somebody who
think is fair.
plays,
It
which
it
is fair.
drains pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are little fixes like if you do a hard reset, like if you do a recovery mode reset on it, you'll get a little extra juice out of it. There's some weirdness about the day one patch and stuff like this, but other than that, man, I am so pleased with the hardware. It is actually everything has been better than I expected. When we played in game chat, I was like, dude, game chat kind of rules.
It kind of is awesome.
Yeah. I was
It
like,
kind
this
of
is kind of
works
sick.
so well.
Yeah. I was really shocked. I really want to, maybe we'll have to do this. You would be the perfect person to do this with. I really want to record like a podcast with game chat. Like I really want to do like a game chat podcast.
Is there a way to hook up both a microphone? Yeah,
Yes.
because USB on the side. So
Yes.
just hook up our like high-end podcast microphones
You could do it.
and cameras. Oh man.
You could
that would
do
be
it.
Great.
Yeah, it'd be fun to be in like free roam Mario Kart and record like a podcast in Mario Kart or something using game chat. I just,
that would be awesome.
All that stuff. Even the fact that you can do what you just described, like use third party cams and mics, like it's like Nintendo's finally in 2025.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's so cool. So some of the other games I've sampled on here. Oh, see, that's why I was like really concerned because this controller was very sticky. I was like, why is who? This isn't mine. This is the family one.
Somebody grabbed Andross with like syrup hands. Somebody grabbed Andross's Switch 2.
See, and this is why I got two. I saw a TikTok of a dad that he's pulling out the Switch, and you hear off screen, "Hey, Dad, can I play the Switch 2?" And he's like, "Sure, here you go." And then it's just different moments of that throughout the day. And I was like, the solution is to buy two. You need a second one for you and one for your kid. Yeah. I'm going to have to talk to whoever touched that with sticky hands though, because I am like absolutely not. Our Switch one. Okay. So I'm going to go on a side rant here, a dad rant. I have like 8 right Joy-Cons and only 3 left. Only 3 left Joy-Cons.
The soldiers
Where
are
they? Where are they? And none of them stay attached anymore. The plastic, that is one of the worst design things Nintendo did with the Joy-Con was the plastic piece on there. If that had just been metal, they would never have had this issue, but they all slide out of place super easily now. It can be fixed by getting a new Joy-Con controller. But kids, the fidelity of these are with the button pushing and sliding it out. It's very easy to break. I love the magnet controllers.
I love it too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was so impressed with that. I was very worried when they announced they were going to be magnetic. I was like, "Oh, that's like how strong are the magnets going to be? How is that going to work?" It's so solid. It's if not more satisfying to snap those in, and it's just as fun to like take them out as it is to put them in. It like I'm very impressed with all of that.
Yeah, you sit here and go like, it's like a fidget toy, man. That's the best part of the Switch. It's just the clicking noise. Oh, it's so good,
so fun. Yeah,
I love it. It's very fun. Yeah, I've played a bunch of games on it so far. Primary ones here are the Zeldas, like I said, and I bought because these were on sale in the eShop. I bought Golf Story and
nice.
Hero.
Yeah,
I haven't played those, and so I fired up Golf Story. I mean, but I think those indie titles aren't gonna really see major benefits graphically.
I booted up Mario Odyssey on Switch 2, and that was cool to see. Not because the game already ran great, but the draw distance is significantly improved. Like even my chat was noticing that, and the colors are a lot like deeper. Like it's like HDR support now, and the game like pops. Like it looks, you can tell the minute you boot it up that it looks different. So yeah, pretty cool. Arms has been significantly improved.
I saw Arms got a big upgrade as well.
Yeah, Arms has been improved. Splatoon 3 just got a patch, and that is like looking and running great. I haven't popped in there and played it yet, but I got to download that and play Splatoon.
I need to find. So you said Mario Odyssey was like color wise, just like really. We lost our copy of Mario Odyssey.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is again. I'm sitting here just like. People are probably screaming at me through the side, like, why do you let your kids go ham on your game system?
Yeah, it's tough because you want them to have fun.
I know. I'm like, I sit here and go like, well, I want them to be able to be into the gaming and do these things, and they're young, and I also don't want to have to helicopter them while they're using a game system. Like part of the fun for them, and so that's one of the reasons for me to get the 2 systems. It's like you guys take care of yours. And if you don't, it will be in bad shape. Instead of here's mine, and you can treat it bad, but it's theirs. So
yeah, that's the way to go. I think you have to put the onus on them, because when I was a kid, like, yo, if your copy of whatever Link to the Past, like if you break that and it doesn't work, you're not getting another one.
Yep,
like
that's how it was for me. Yep.
Yeah,
it's like you got to keep that stuff in good condition. So put your discs back where they go. There's so many practices from the games industry that makes it very anti-kids, isn't that which is so bizarre to me. It's like they're catering towards an older audience, but Nintendo kind of like tries to draw like tote the line here. And when they moved to discs for the Wii and Wii U, I was so disappointed. Well, even GameCube, right? Because it's like
GameCube's discs.
Discs were so easy to scratch, and my several Wii games just got ruined just from use. It's like,
but you know what though? Shout outs to those Wii U discs. Those Wii U discs, like not only could they take a beating, but like, have you ever like felt a Wii U disc? Like it's so like.
Oh yeah,
it's so smooth.
Wii U discs are like the greatest disc of all time.
It's the best discs of all time, man.
They did improve it. They did improve it from Wii to Wii U. Yeah, I love
if we're gonna use discs,
the soft edge. There's something tactile about it that like ASMR for feeling.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. I feel like we've talked about this before. We had to have talked about this before, but Wii U discs are one of those like hidden gems that I don't think not enough people talk about. They don't know about it.
Agreed.
I was influenced by a Nintendo influencer by the name of Seth to buy a Pro controller.
I've influenced many people apparently to buy that Pro controller.
I really like it. I'm glad that I got it. It's so good.
Those sticks, dude.
They're it's butter. It's butter. I don't know
what they're doing.
And everything's so clicky and nice. And it feels good in your hands. Everything about it's really good. I needed a new controller, so it was time.
And by the way, the battery life is still very good on that thing. I've been using it practically nonstop since the Switch 2 came out. I just had to charge it today.
I am in the same exact boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I had to charge it.
It died today, and I had to put it on the charger. And
dude, my PS5 controller lasts for 4 hours before it needs to be charged. Like, and I understand that this thing's expensive, but if there's any controller out there that's worth the money, it's this one.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah, it's really good. I just kind of wish that we had more like color options and stuff.
Like, I do too.
I think that launching with that would have been cool. We get some alternate colors, because with the Switch 1 we at least had like gray and red and blue,
right? You had some options. Yeah,
Pro controller we just had the one, but it would be cool to get more.
Did you see
we're going to get more. I think
we will.
I think it's a conspiracy, Seth. I think they're selling it to us now, and they know that we're gonna buy another one. This is all to get us with those, like, here's the special edition you wanted. Like,
Of course they will. Yeah, I mean they did the same thing with Switch 1. Why stop now? Yeah, I mean, but did you see the Nintendo like San Francisco store that just opened? They have it to where you can get like custom colors on the Joy-Cons and all of that. I'm
Yes.
like, just put that on your website. Like just let me order the color
Is
I
that
want.
do they have that for the Switch too, or is that just for Switch One?
I think it's only Switch 1.
Okay,
I think you
I
can
was
go
like,
in there and do that.
this would be news to me, and I would be very upset about it.
But I'm like, just literally put that. Xbox has been doing that for years with like the design
Yeah,
lab or whatever.
yeah,
Literally steal that idea. Just do that.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Just make it your make
I'll
it
pay
your own.
extra for it. Like, I would pay additional money to do that. You know?
Yeah, you could do so much cool stuff with like custom plating and designs for Switch 2 because it's so easy too. Like the base
Yeah.
is like you just click, put
Just
it on
paint.
there.
Just
Yeah.
paint, dude. That's all it is.
Yeah. Um, I have been really enjoying the overall experience with the Switch 2 launch. The eShop has
Yes.
drastically improved.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't used it to its fullest effect yet, but the game chat is a big improvement. It runs
Yep.
much better than the ads showed.
Way better. Yeah.
Right? Like
Way
remember
better.
when we were watching the launch of or the launch trailer or the announcement for the game chat, and it was like slideshow. And
It's way better in practice.
I streamed watching Seth play Mario Kart, and I could see it all happening like relatively good. Like I would say probably like a 30 frames per second kind of viewpoint.
It's like it's visible, like it's not, it's not unusable though. Like
Yeah.
and the thing that I was like the most impressed with is how good the noise reduction really is on the
we did
crazy.
We did experiment with running. I had the sound
blender.
of a blender playing, and it just canceled that noise out.
Filtered it out, and Micah was with you, and you're like, "Yo, Micah's like on the other side of the room, and you can hear Micah."
Yeah,
it's like that's crazy.
That was crazy, and that was all just using the built-in microphone. I kind of wish they had a built-in camera. Like I can see why they didn't, but it's like that would be nice to have. But also, it supports just anything with a USB-C camera. I am set up with a webcam and an adapter, like a USB-C adapter, and that works. So I mean, you don't have to buy the $50 Nintendo camera, but you did actually. You got the special one. How is it? How are you liking it?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad camera. I mean, I wanted to get it to, make content with, and it was just kind of like a fun little thing to get. It's higher quality. Like this base is metal. I didn't expect it to be like a solid sturdy base. Quality of it's pretty good. It's really small. Like it's kind of hard to tell, but like it's probably the exact size of my Blue Yeti, like height wise. So it's not that big. And then the actual like lens is like the size of like a Gatorade cap. It's like a pretty small little thing, takes up like no space on the desk. And like, the cam quality of it's pretty good. And I'm looking forward to playing like, the Mario Party games that I got
I'm so excited for the Mario Party Jamboree TV. I think I'm looking forward to that even more than Donkey Kong. If that's crazy. Really? If that's crazy to say. Yeah, well, I love Mario Party, and Mario Party Jamboree, Super Mario Party Jamboree is like my favorite Mario Party by far.
Yeah, it's great.
And so for that to get more content, and it's going to be focused specifically on the new Switch 2 features with the mouse and the camera. Oh, that's so cool. It's like
fun, dude.
It's built for it. It's built for it.
It's fun. We got to play it. So at the Switch 2 hands-on preview, we got to play with both the camera games, the new like camera games, and the new mouse mode games. Really fun. I'm really excited. And I think that's next month too. So
yes, that comes out at the end of July. Speaking of preview events, there is an event happening tomorrow.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No.
From it's like a Nintendo Switch 2. It's like a Nintendo Switch 2 preview event where they're partnering with company called Game Truck.
Okay.
And I'm going to it tomorrow because there's one here in my town that I'm living in.
That's
and
cool.
it's like a trailer truck that has full game systems in it. This is a weird event, Seth, because there's like no information on it anywhere.
I'm like trying to look it up now. I'm like, I wonder if there's one near me. Play the Mario Kart World game with Game Truck.
Yeah. And this is on Nintendo's official website, and it's like, click here for more details. And then the details are like, here's the locations. It doesn't tell you what's happening there. It says that some stores will have limited Switch to stock. And I'm like, I don't know what this is going to be,
like,
but
what are you actually doing there? Yeah.
What are we doing here? So I figure I'm going to go check it out and see what's going on. I guess I'll report back next episode on how that went.
This is pretty funny. Select Best Buy parking lots will be hosting Game Truck theaters throughout the summer.
Yeah.
Go to your local Best Buy parking lot and play some Mario Kart, man.
It is bizarre. And if you look up Game Truck as a company, they just look like really like high-end trailers that have
like a setup to play games in them.
Yeah, it's got, gamer lights and, and monitors and chairs. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to take my kids and go to it, and
that'll be fun.
I mean, we have Mario Kart, so it's not like it would be that crazy of an experience, but it'll just like see what it's about, because it's like a Nintendo official
something
thing
to do. Yeah,
I just think it's kind of weird how little information there is about it, other than come to a parking lot and play Mario Kart.
I've heard of it. This is literally the first I've heard of it.
I'm trying to figure out where I learned about it from, because I saw it like a month ago. Wow. And I was like, I'm gonna put this in my calendar. We're gonna go do this on the 14th.
I gotta put it in your Nintendo Today app.
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah. So Switch 2. One weekend. What are your overall thoughts? How are you feeling?
I'm really happy with it. I mean, I've been having a blast with it. You know, this is the thing I've been kind of saying, and I understand this is a very dumb and simple thing to say, but I really like playing video games on it. Like, I like I like the experience of playing games on it. Everything feels way more premium. The games run better on it. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with Mario Kart World, and like, I'm happy with it, man. Like, I feel great. I'm excited to have this thing for the next, however many years they're going to keep us trucking along with it. It is in just about every way better than I expected it to be honest.
I am in the same boat. I think my expectations for this were met and exceeded. Not like crazily so, but enough that it's like, this is good. I'm having a good time with it. I'm having fun playing games on it. Mario Kart World, I'd say like a solid 9 out of 10
I like it a lot.
For Mario Kart World. There's like some things that I wish that the game had.
I have some issues with it, but overall, I still, it's like one of the best soundtracks of all time. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, that soundtrack's incredible, dude.
Well, especially for you and me being like Nintendo music nerds. Like, the amount of remixes and remasters of old songs with new styles, I'm like, I can name where every song is from. Like, Steam Gardens? This is so weird sounding.
That's a great arrangement. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there's like 3 arrangements of like some of these songs too, where you're like, yeah.
Oh, dude, the arrangement in this game of the file select music from Mario 64, like, when I heard that, I was getting like emotional. Like, I'm getting like choked up hearing this, and I'm like, this is crazy how good this is.
I think the soundtrack that plays as you are entering Rainbow Road is like akin to when they did it in the movie. It's like
totally.
They pop out and it's just like
a great build.
Very cinematic and beautiful, and then it just goes right into gameplay. My wife was playing. She played the course with me for the first time tonight, and she was like, I loved that level. And I've never
Yeah,
heard her say that about a Mario Kart thing ever. She's like, that was so good. It was so
totally.
fun. And I'm just like, that's how you know you've made it. When you
It's
impress
all my
my
wife
wife.
wants to do. I'm right there with you, dude. My wife is no, she doesn't care about that sort of thing usually at all. It is all she wants to play right now. When she
Yeah.
gets home from work, she's like, "We playing Mario Kart?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, we are."
Yeah.
And like and it's been great. And you know, like I have some little issues here and there with the game, but like when I'm riding around as biker Yoshi on a moonlit pier and it's playing an Italian mandolin arrangement of the Piranha Plant Lullaby
And you
from
look up
Mario
at his like,
64,
gorgeous sunset.
cherry
Like,
blossoms like floating in the air. I'm like,
this
I'm
game
good.
is beautiful for
I'm
no
like, I'm good.
reason. It's just, yeah, man. It makes me so excited for what we're going to get for all of the series that we love on Nintendo,
Yes.
because this is week 1, and we have the most beautiful versions of Zelda games ever. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are
Amazing.
gorgeous.
Yep.
I thought that they were beautiful games. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and they were and are on Switch 1. But when you play them on Switch 2 and that graphics improvement, you're like, holy cow, this is
Yeah.
beautiful. Pokemon, one of the best. Like it looks so good. Like the transformation from Switch 1 to Switch 2 for so many of these
Yeah.
games. So new games coming that are designed from the ground up for this system
Mm-hmm.
are going to be so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Smash Bros. I'm so excited for, I mean, we've got Kirby's Air Ride coming.
Comes
We've
out
got,
this year, apparently.
yeah, we've got, I imagine we're going to see some big title for the holiday, right? Like we'll see.
Well, that's the thing. We're kind of in this weird place, right? Because like we know that Pokemon's in October.
Mhm.
You know, Metroid and Kirby and Hyrule Warriors are coming out this year as well. So I don't know. I don't know what like I kind of feel like they might have something else like kind of in the back pocket for, but I don't really know what it could be.
There's
You know, in
always that like
addition,
November game, right? That's like,
yeah.
this
I
is
mean, I
one of
could.
the,
We got Pokemon October. I could see them doing Metroid November, Hyrule Warriors December. You know, I could see them doing that. But on top of that, like you have games like Mario Party and Kirby that are coming out with new content. You got
yeah,
Donkey Kong next month.
yeah,
It's a pretty stacked like rest of the year already.
yeah.
You know,
And people going like, oh, these deals, these game upgrades, like don't really like count as new games. Well,
I
like
think they totally count.
for Mario Party Jamboree, you're getting like all sorts of new content. Hold on just a
Yeah.
second. Got to ad lib here. I locked my wife out.
No, all good. Yeah, and I can't wait to play. I can't wait to play the new content for Kirby. I played that a little bit at the preview event too. Super fun. Kirby in the Forgotten Land looks beautiful on
Yes.
Switch 2.
That's my daughter's like absolute favorite game. So for sure picking that one up, and
Yep.
she'll be playing the heck out of all that DLC. It's like new content, like brand new content for that.
It is.
Little little brand new, they're like small titles that enhance old titles. It's
Mhm.
kind of like, I kind of am comparing them a little bit to like Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Like we're getting
Sure,
like
yeah.
these full featured like content upgrades. Not quite as big, I think, but
And look, I mean, I would be I don't want them to like hang on this for too long. I don't want to be like year 3 of Switch 2 and being like, here's the, you know, Paper Mario the Origami King update. Like I don't, you know, get this stuff out in like launch year and then put it away. That's fine. Start working on new games. Like I'm good with that. But
yeah.
there are still some games like if they were to do a Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition with new content, I would be so in on that. Like there are
Mhm.
several games that I would love to see get that treatment, but for launch year, I think it's great, man. I love having these little things peppered in between the big releases. I think it's like for me, they could literally announce no other games for the rest of this year and I'd be thrilled. I'd be
Yeah.
just fine with what we have.
Yeah. There are some things that I think are missing.
Mm.
That I am curious to see what's coming. Well, but then we also just learned on like a random Tuesday that Splatoon's getting a spinoff. You're like, oh, okay, that's coming.
That's coming.
Sure. And like new content for Splatoon 3. And it was like, same day, here's all this stuff. That was so bizarre. I've completely forgot about that until just now. But I mean, like,
dude, like remember you remember in like 2020 when we just like woke up and saw on Twitter that, oh hey, yeah, right, there's a new Paper Mario coming out in like 2 months.
Yes.
Like, you know,
that was when our podcast started.
Us too. Yeah, we started about the same time.
We were like, we need to make a Nintendo podcast about this.
Paper Mario the Origami Kings, like it's a weirdly special game to me for that reason. Like that's the first game that Eric and I ever reviewed on All In and stuff. Like it's a pretty special game. I'm very nostalgic for that game.
Yeah, I am as well. I think that one would be cool. I would love to see what we get for Paper Mario, but I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen heads or tails of anything for Animal Crossing.
I am too. Yeah, I thought I do think they'll announce one soon.
Which makes me feel like it's in the works for a new title. Because I would think that if it wasn't, then we'd get one of these like game upgrade announcements for New Horizons, which they haven't announced. There's been nothing. So, but who knows when? And then we are fairly certain we're not going to see a new Zelda anytime soon. But we're about due for a 3D Mario game. But who knows with Donkey Kong? Like, and then of course we're missing Star Fox, F-Zero. Just now,
of course, really, yeah. Hang on to that. Hang on to that dream. Yeah. Well, look, man. I mean, look. I think that they have another thing that people kind of forget about is we also have GameCube NSO now, and so we're gonna get a trickle of those games throughout the course of the year, also. And, you know, like there's a lot of stuff like kind of coming down the pipeline. And I do think by the end of the year, they'll at least announce a new Animal Crossing. Like that's the second best selling game on the Switch, man.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people who are like holding out, like they're like, the second they announce Animal Crossing, I'm in. So I think we get one next year. And I think they announce it within the first year of Switch 2. I think they'd be smart to do that.
I could totally see that. I thought like launch window would be like the double whammy between Animal Crossing and Mario Kart. You'd get everyone that's going to be excited is going to be there for the launch. Yeah. Well, Seth, I know we've gone a little long here, longer than I had anticipated, but I'm so glad to have kind of relived our launch. For better story or worse. Together. Yeah, for better or worse. The thing is, we're here now, and it's going great.
It's all good
now. Man, it could have been so much worse.
Agreed.
I think about that. I'm like, this could have been so much worse. Nintendo has never been great with their physical launches of anything. I just think about the nightmare of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition.
Oh, yeah.
And
the like pins.
Anytime Amiibo launched, it's like to see that everybody that wanted a Switch got one.
Yep.
And everybody that didn't get one is still like excited for the people that do get them. Like I had so many people coming into my Twitch streams that are like, I'm so excited to get this at some point. I'm like, yeah, man, it's really fun. And the thing about it is it's a Mario Kart out right now. So it's not like people are feeling FOMO of like story. Like for Zelda, people don't want to watch a Zelda stream because they want to play the game themselves. But for Mario Kart, you can just tune in and watch that. You're not getting spoiled on anything.
You're not getting spoiled.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's really a good launch time period. And with all of the little titles you can try, there's something for everybody. And we didn't even talk about third-party games. Did you pick up any of the launch third-party titles? Like, I didn't pick up Cyberpunk, but I heard great things about Cyberpunk.
Me too. Yeah. I haven't picked it up either. I've heard great things. That I probably will get that. I like that it has like a nice physical, like not a game key card. Yeah. I like that. I probably will grab it when it goes on sale or something like that. But yeah,
I think there's a game coming out here in just a couple days that I think I'm guessing you're getting. I'm probably getting too. It's called Date Everything.
Oh yeah, I do want to play that.
I feel like I have to, based off of the cast they've put into this game.
Yeah.
It's got like
crazy.
It's such like a millennial fan service game.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. You're like Zuko,
I'd like to play it.
Zuko the fireplace. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Yeah.
It looks very fun and very silly, and that feels like a game that would be right up you and me, right up our alleys for stream this.
Be a fun stream game.
Well, Seth, I think we'll wrap it up here. I know we didn't really talk like news, but this is just kind of like a hype episode for Switch 2. Anybody out there that did not get a Switch 2, be sure you join up the community Discord. There are posts of people that are posting when deals and things go live. I mean, Monkey Thunder, our wonderful community moderator, knows before Nintendo knows when stuff's going to drop somehow. One more thing here is that I may be buying another Switch tomorrow.
What?
My coworker fell for the FOMO. So he sits across from me at work, and I was like, well, I'm going to a thing tomorrow, and it says that some of these Best Buys will have limited stock. So if I see one, I'll snag it for you. And nice. I just think it would be legendary at this point if I've bought 4 Switches.
Just be that guy.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I bought like 4 of them. It makes me sound like I have so much
like
money,
super rich.
and my bank account really is not agreeing with me in that regard. Nintendo like really screwed me over launching the Switch 2 like 2 weeks after they opened their theme park near me.
Oh yeah,
which I haven't gone to, and I'm like I can't afford to. I'm spending $1,000 on 2 systems. It'll be $1,000 to go for a day with my family to the theme park.
Easy. Yeah.
Nope. They hate me or love me at getting what I want, but it's all too much money.
Well, they know where their bread's buttered. They're like, we're going to open up a theme park next to Andross because we know we'll recoup the cost.
We'll recoup the cost. Well, everybody out there, be sure to check out Nintendo Pals Patreon. Helps the show out. Helps me go to the theme park.
That's right. Yeah. Funds the theme park expense.
That's what it's for, really. Seth, before we clock out here, you will give one more plug here for all the wonderful shows and content that you make. As always, everybody, links in the description for where you can find Seth. So you don't even have to do any work. You just click the link. It's easy.
Yeah, just do that. Very easy. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It's always fun to chat Nintendo with you. And yeah, I guess the easiest way is probably just to look me up on Blue Sky, $2Hero. I've got all my stuff on there. YouTube channel, $2Hero on there too. Allin.media is Allin's website. Carpoolgaming.com is Carpool's website. All my stuff's on there too. So that's probably the best way.
All right. There you have it, guys. Everybody check out Seth over on Blue Sky. Also, wonderful YouTube channel with
thanks, dude.
With what's the handle on that now that you've rebranded?
$2Hero. Well,
it's $2Hero.
It's my name. It's Seth Sturgill, but it's youtube.com/$2Hero. Like that's the new handle. Yeah.
Easy to remember, hard to spell, depending on how you want to spell it. But
yeah.
But yeah, you'll be able to find it for sure. I think it'll be a lot easier to look up than All-In. All-In
it's way
never
more
came
SEO
up.
friendly.
Yeah. So that there is that. But All-In Media is a fantastic podcast. We've been friends with the guys over there for years. Man, it's been a long time. We started these podcasts 5 years ago.
Yeah, over 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
And now we're here for a system launch, and it feels like we've been waiting forever, and yet it's no time's passed at all. It's kind of poetic in that way. But thank you once again, Seth, for coming on here. Before we close out here, I like to do an ad read for our sponsor here. Hold on just a second. All right. This stream was sponsored by the brand new Ultra Leaf Pro. Are you tired of basic power-ups? Wish your Tanuki suit had a little more oomph? Introducing Ultra Leaf Pro. Damn. Now with advanced wind manipulation, quadruple jumping capabilities, and yes, it even fluffs your tail for maximum aerodynamics.
Whoa.
Were you asking about that? Because it's there. Glide longer, fly higher, and look 42% cuter while doing it. Aww. Only available in limited quantities at random item boxes and secret toad houses across the Mushroom Kingdom. Ultra Leaf Pro, because regular leaves are for casuals.
For casuals, it got a little, like capital G gamer on you there.
Chat GPT really working overtime today. Thank you everybody for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.